Witam serdecznie, z tej strony Trzeberdach. Ponownie będziemy się bawili w The Stanley Parable. I zapraszam. Wyczytałem coś o jakimś telefonie, który dzwoni w biurze. Więc chcę to sprawdzić i na pewno pójdziemy w te drzwi, których jeszcze nie zbadaliśmy. Również zdaje się, że zostały nam dwa zakończenia po stronie lewej. Mianowicie zakończenie z detonacją, z włączeniem samozniszczenia. Na pewno istnieje jakiś kod, który to wyłącza albo otwiera jakieś drzwi, żeby uciec. Niestety nie znam rozwiązania, nigdzie go nie znalazłem. Podejrzewam, że w niebie również coś się da zrobić z tymi przyciskami. No, bez sensu tak wylądować w białym pomieszczeniu. Telefon. Bez sensu wylądować w białym pomieszczeniu.
All of his co-workers were gone. What could it mean? Stanley decided to go to the meeting room. Perhaps he had simply missed a memo.
W którym się nic nie dzieje oprócz przycisków. Więc jakiś telefon ponoć tutaj coś ma działać. Nie. Chyba zmyłka. W każdym razie podejrzewam takie dwa rozwiązania. I chyba tyle. I dalej zostały nam tylko prawe drzwi. Więc zwiedzimy je. Zobaczymy, co się w nich kryje. Nie słyszę żadnego telefonu, nie widzę żadnego telefonu, więc idziemy sobie spokojnie dalej. Jeśli drzwi nas puszczą, puściły.
When Stanley came to a set of two open doors, he entered the door on his left.
Nie.
This was not the correct way to the meeting room, and Stanley knew it perfectly well. Perhaps he wanted to stop by the employee lounge first, just to
Tak,
admire
chciałem
it.
się napić kawy. Wow. Koleś musiał wpaść w jakąś furię. Nie mógł znaleźć pewnie dokumentów jakichś. Piękne obrazy. Uspokajające. Nie. Kurde. 4B9. Można tam iść? Nie bardzo. Nie. Nic.
Yes, truly a room worth admiring. It had really been worth the detour after all, just to spend a few moments here in this immaculate, beautifully constructed room.
Pięknie.
Stanley simply stood here, drinking it all in.
Piłem wszystko?
Yes, really worth it being here in the room. A room so utterly captivating that even though all your co-workers have mysteriously vanished, here you sit looking at these chairs and some paintings. Really worth it.
Żebyś wiedział. Zobacz jaka konstrukcja. Architektoniczne cudo.
At this point, Stanley's obsession with this room bordered on creepy and reflected poorly on his overall personality.
Co? Nie. To oznacza, że już dzieci badają teren. Wszystko biorą.
Stanley sat around waiting for more dialogue, but when a long time had passed and there was no more, he decided that the game was trying to send him a message.
Tak? Jaką? WF. Tu jest jakaś wiadomość. Nie mogę jej wziąć. Nic nie mogę wypić, facet. Co ty mi tu polecałeś wypić? Zegarek przy niej chodzi. Wskazuje złą godzinę. Czy coś można tu kliknąć, dotknąć, otworzyć, wyskoczyć, obejrzeć? Kuśnotka. Kubek. To już wszystko przypatrzyłem. Żadnych ukrytych wiadomości? Tu może. Nie chce mi się tego czytać, sorry. Totalnie mi się tego nie chce czytać. No dobra, no to wypadamy stąd.
But at last he'd had enough of the amazing room and took the first open door on his left to get back to business.
Czy ja chcę iść na lewo? No dobra, sprawdźmy.
And so he detoured through the maintenance section, walked straight ahead to the opposite door and got back on track.
Facet. Tu jest winda. Ja chcę pojechać windą. Nie. Znamy ten pokój. Zdecydowanie. Nie damy się na to nabrać. Tam wrócimy, tam gdzie trzeba. A ja nie chcę wracać tam, gdzie trzeba. Chcę zbadać. No i co ty na to? Co czeka nas dalej? Co kryje się w podziemiach?
But Stanley didn't want to go back to the office.
Nie.
He wanted to wander about and get
Ja
even
chcę
further off
zbadać.
track. So now in order to get back, he needed to go, from here it's, left.
Sam się zgubiłeś. No cholera, nigdzie więcej się nie da iść. Naprawdę.
Oh, no, it's to the right mistake.
Wiesz co? Spróbuj mi teraz...
No, not the right. Why would I have ever said it was to the right? What was I thinking? It's clearly... Oh dear, would you hold on for a minute, please? Now, let's see, we went down right, left, down, left, right. Yep, okay, yes. I've got it now. This story is absolutely, definitely this way.
Nie chcesz mnie zamknąć? Kurde. Zostawił ktoś... Włączone światła. Akumulator mu siądzie. Jesteś pewien, że tą stronę? Wow.
No. This isn't right at all. You're not supposed to be here yet. This is all a spoiler. Quick, Stanley, close your eyes. Okay. We just have to get back to, who am I kidding? It's all rubbish now. The whole story completely unusable. How about, rather than waste my time trying to salvage this nonsense, we'll just restart the game from the beginning.
Nie!
And this time, suppose we don't wander so far off track, Okay. From the top.
Ale bez sensu. Facet. To było absolutnie wstrętne, co zrobiłeś. A, to jest do...
All of his co-workers were gone. What could it mean? Stanley decided to go to the meeting room. Perhaps he had simply missed a memo.
Tu jest jakiś telefon. Stary telefon. No dobra. Zobaczmy, co się dzieje dalej.
When Stanley... Wait, what?
What the f...
No, I restarted. I swear, I definitely restarted the game over, completely fresh. Everything should be... Oh, did something change?
No.
Stanley, did you change anything when we were back in that room with all the monitors? Did you move the story somewhere, or... Hold on.
Jak?
Why am I asking you? I'm the one who wrote the story.
No
It was
właśnie.
right here just a minute ago. I know for sure that it's here somewhere. Okay, then. It's an adventure. Come, Stanley. Let's find the story.
Wow. No. Tam jest zablokowane. Okej. Tak, to jest zdecydowanie zablokowane. Będziemy szukać historii. Kurde, świetny pomysł. Wow. Gdzie ja jestem? Nie, totalnie się już zgubiłem.
I'll say it. This is the worst adventure I've ever been on. I can promise you there definitely was a story here before. Do we need to restart the game again?
Nie.
Well, I find it unlikely that we'll ever progress by starting over and over again, but it's got to be better than this. Okay, let's give it a shot. Why not?
Nie. Co za dziad.
All of his co-workers were gone. What could it mean? Stanley decided to go to the meeting room. Perhaps he had simply missed a memo.
No to idziemy. No chyba sobie jaja robisz.
Okay, yep, it's worse. I
Yeah.
might be remembering this wrong. It's possible the story is back where we just came from. Why don't we go back the other direction and see if we missed anything?
O, coś minęliśmy. Dobra, sprawdźmy. Drzwi. Nie, drzwi nie bardzo. Tam? Facet nie wygląda na to, żebym cokolwiek ominął. Telefonu nie mogłem żadnego znaleźć, o którym coś tam przeczytałem, że można jakieś zamówienie złożyć. Dobra, sprawdźmy pokoje. Oj, no przecież Marek, nie denerwuj się, chciałeś eksploracji.
Aha! I knew we'd missed something. The story. Here it comes.
Na pewno. No ja nie...
No,
Kur...
wait. Never mind. Not the story. Okay, let's head back the other way and retrace our steps.
Co za dziad z niego. Kurde, jak szczura w labiryncie. O, wow. To
Now
zacznę...
this... Well, I'll be honest, I don't recognize this place at all. Is this the
No co
story?
ty?
I don't think so. I can't quite recall, but I believe my story took place in an office building. Is that correct? Do you remember, Stanley? Well, do you know what? Since I've completely forgotten what we were supposed to be doing, how about this? You win! Congratulations!
No niesamowite.
You put in a lot of hard work, and it really paid off. So, good job.
Poważnie mówisz?
Oh no.
No,
I don't
wiedziałem.
feel right about this at all. We both know you didn't put in any actual work for that win. Some people win fair and square, and this was not one of those situations. Okay? I'm getting weirded out by whatever this place is. I don't care what might happen this time. I have to restart.
Kurde. Okej.
All right, I've got a solution. This time, to make sure we don't get lost, I've employed the help of the Stanley Parable Adventure Line. Just follow the line. How simple is that?
Okej. Idziemy. Co? Facet. Aha, bo tutaj jest cały czas... Okej. Wow. Nie można? Kurde, szkoda. No muszę iść tędy.
You see? The line knows where the story is. It's over in this direction. Onward, Stanley, to destiny. Though, here's a thought. Wouldn't wherever we end up be our destination, even if there's no story there? Or to put it another way, is the story of no destination still a story? Simply by the act of moving forward, are we implying a journey such that a destination is inevitably conjured into being via the very manifestation of the nature of life itself? Okay, Stanley, I need to follow this train of thought for a minute. Just stick with me. Now, we can both agree that the nature of existence is in fact a byproduct of one's subjective experience of that existence,
O czym
right?
ty mówisz, facet?
Okay. Now, if my experience of your existence rests inside of your subjective experience of this office, is this office, in fact, the skeleton of my own relative experiential mental subjective construct? Whoa. Hang on. That got a bit weird back there. Well, I'd like to apologize.
Nawet nie zrozumiałem, co ty powiedziałeś, facet.
You know what? I think what we need right now is a bit of music to lighten the mood.
To się zaczyna robić dziwne. Pa parara pa 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 pa. Pa pa pa. Pa parara pa pa pa. Pa parara kubki. Pa parara para pa pa pa. A jaki... Facet! Widzę, że inwencja twórcza wzięła górę, zdecydowanie. Ale muzyczka mi się bardzo podoba, naprawdę. Enigma was here. Pa parara para pa pa. Pa 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 para pa. Happy Tree Friends. Pa 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 pa. Pa parara pa 006. Pa 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 pa. Naprawdę, muzyczka mi przypomina tą muzyczkę z Happy Tree Friends. Kurde, facet. Miałeś za dużo żółtego materiału? Czy farby? Para pa. Pa parara para para. Pa parara para pa. Pa parara pa pa para. Pa parara para pa. Przygoda! Pa para pa. Naprawdę? Pa parara pa. Wow. Czy ty mnie doprowadzisz w to miejsce? Coś mi się... Czy wy to widzicie? To jest totalnie pojebane. To absolutnie nie ma sensu. Kurde, co za schis. Ale schis. Ale schis, facet. Wow. A tędy gdzie dojdę?
Wait, cut the music, go back and look at that fern. Stanley, this fern will be very important later in the story. Make sure you study it closely and remember it carefully. You won't want to miss anything.
Tak, już zauważyłem, że... O, właśnie. Gdzie to się... Ej. Facet. Teraz to mnie... Tędy. 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 Kurczę, jakbym poszedł tamtędy. Ciekawe, co by się stało. Okej, idziemy do przodu. Wow.
Wait, what? We're back at the office? No, no, no. Line, you do know we're looking for the Stanley Parable, right? The story? Is any of this ringing a bell?
Ale jajo. Totalnie... Czyli się tak totalnie zagubiony w tym momencie. Tak. Tu mnie ładnie wszystko prowadziło. Dobra, zróbmy to. Holender, jasno, dobra. Idziemy tędy. Masakra po prostu. Dobra. Czemu muzyczka była świetna? O nie.
Oh, no, not again, Line. How could you have done this to us? And after we trusted you, after everything we've been through, you... Oh, I can't take this anymore. To hell with it. Restart.
Okej. Jeszcze raz.
You know what, Stanley? I say forget the adventure line. What's it ever done for us? We're intelligent people, right? Why can't we make up our own story? Something exciting, daring, mysterious. Ooh, this all sounds perfectly doable. Why don't we simply start wandering in, well, I don't know. How about this direction?
Chaos. Okej.
Now, yes, this is exciting.
Straszliwie.
Just me and Stanley forging a new path, a new story. Well, it could be anything. What do you want our story to be? Go wild. Use your imagination. Whatever it might be, Stanley, I'm ready for it.
Facet. Nie, co za absurd. Okej.
Oh, no, not you again. Stanley, I'd also like to veto the line from having any role in our awesome new story. No lines or monitor rooms. Just don't acknowledge it, and we should be fine.
Okej. Czyli to nie ty byłeś odpowiedzialny za wybryki liny, ona sama zdecydowała zrobić taką ciekawą ścieżkę. No dobra. No nie, tego się chyba... I no niby jak. Okej, nieważne. Zgubiliśmy ją.
Ah, a choice. We get to make a decision. From here, the story is in our control. How important we mustn't squander the opportunity. In fact, I believe I need a minute to think here. Just walk in circles for a minute.
No chyba cię pogięło.
So I know that each door has to lead somewhere, which means that somewhere the place where we're trying to go, there must be a reverse door that leads here. And that in turn means that our destination corresponds with the counter-inverted reverse door's origin. So starting from the right, let us ask, will taking the right door lead us to where we're going? And since the answer is clearly yes, then by all accounts, the door on the right is the correct one. Another victory for logic. Come, Stanley, our destiny awaits.
Kurde. Zakończenie.
Oh, hold up, what's this? The confusion ending. You're telling me that's what this is? It's all one giant ending? And we're supposed to restart the game, what, eight times? That's really how all this goes? It's all determined? So now, according to the schedule, I restart again. Then what? Am I just supposed to forget? Well, what if I don't want to forget? My mind goes blank simply because it's written here on this thing, wall.
O nie.
Well, who consulted me? Why don't I get to decide? Why don't I get a say in all of this? Is it really... No, it can't be. I don't want it to be. I don't want the game to keep restarting. I don't want to forget what's going on. I don't want to be trapped like this. I won't restart the game. I won't do it. I won't do it. I won't do it. And the timer stopped? Does that mean, did we do it? Did we break the cycle?
Wow.
The, whatever it is that made this schedule? How would we even know?
Stanley
Will
dies.
someone come for us? Will something happen? So, okay. I guess now we just wait. You know, I suppose in some way that this is a kind of story. Wouldn't you agree? I'm not quite sure
No,
if we're in the destination or the journey. Though they're always
Kurde,
saying that life is
obydwoje
about the
drzwi
journey
prowadziły do
and
tego
not the
samego.
destination. So I hope that's where we are right
Fajny
now.
wybór.
We'll find out, won't we? Eventually. Well, in the meantime...
Co in the meantime? Okej, ludzie. Dobra, decyduję się na zejście na dół. Nie idę do bossa. Nie. Nie stało się zgodnie z twoimi przewidywaniami. Czy mamy tu shotguna? Nie mamy.
But Stanley just couldn't do it.
Nie.
He
Nie
considered the
mogłem się
possibility of
opanować.
facing his boss, admitting he had left his post during work hours. He might be fired for that.
Ale
And in
wiecie
such
co,
a
że naprawdę
competitive economy, why had he taken that risk? All because he believed
w pracy
everyone
jak
had
przychodzi
vanished. His
szef,
boss
to
would think he was crazy.
czuje się takie
And then something
delikatne
occurred to Stanley. Maybe, he thought to himself, maybe
myśli,
I am crazy.
niech on sobie pójdzie
All of my
i
coworkers
uśmiecha się
blinking
głupio do niego,
mysteriously out of existence in a single moment
żeby
for
zaznaczyć,
no
że
reason
jestem
at all.
mu przyjaznym
None of it
i
made any
nie
logical
będę prosił
sense.
o
And
podwyżkę
as
i nie
Stanley
wywalajcie
pondered
mnie.
this, he began
Jest
to
taki
make
lekki
other
strach
strange observations.
co do osoby
For
szefa.
example, why couldn't
Szef,
he
jakaś
see
taka
his
osoba
feet when he looked down? Why
zastępująca...
did doors close automatically behind
nie
him
wiem, nie
wherever he
zastępująca.
went?
Nie wiem,
And
co
for
miałem
that
powiedzieć
matter,
w ogóle.
these rooms were
Tu gadam,
starting to
bo...
look pretty familiar. Were they simply repeating?
Co?
No, Stanley said to himself, this is all too strange. This can't be real. And at last, he came to the conclusion that had been on the tip of his tongue. He just hadn't found the words for it. I'm
Nie.
dreaming!
Jaśnie?
He yelled. This is all a dream. Oh, what a relief Stanley felt to have finally found an answer, an explanation. His co-workers weren't actually gone. He wasn't going to lose his job. He wasn't crazy after all.
O,
And he thought to himself, I
wyzwalające.
suppose I'll wake up soon. I'll have to go back to my boring real-life job pushing buttons. I may as well enjoy this while I'm still
No ja się
busy.
boję mojego szefa
So,
na przykład.
he imagined himself
Nie
flying
wstydzę się tego.
and began to gently float above the ground. Then
Co?
he imagined
Ej.
himself soaring through space on a magical starfield.
Jakie
And it
magical
too
starfield?
appeared. It was
What
so
the
much fun, and Stanley marveled that he had still not woken up.
Co tu się
How was he
dzieje w tej grze?
remaining so lucid? And then perhaps the strangest question of them all entered Stanley's head. One he was amazed he hadn't asked himself sooner. Why is there a voice in my head dictating everything that I'm doing and thinking? Now the voice was describing
Dokładnie.
itself being considered by Stanley, who found it particularly strange. I'm dreaming about a voice describing me, thinking about how it's describing my thoughts, he thought. And while he thought it all very odd, and wondered if this voice spoke to all people in their dreams, the truth was that, of course, this was not a dream. How could it be?
Co?
Was Stanley simply deceiving himself? Believing that if he's asleep, he doesn't have to take responsibility for himself?
O,
Stanley is as awake right now as he's ever been in his life. Now, hearing the voice speak these words was quite a shock to Stanley. After all, he knew for certain, beyond a doubt, that this was in fact a dream. Did the voice not see him float and make the magical stars just a moment ago? How else would the voice explain all that? This voice was a part of himself too. Surely, if he could just... He would prove it.
Nie, to się
He
nie
would
składa.
prove that
Tylko
he
stać w
was
miejscu.
in control, that this was a dream. So he closed his eyes gently, and he invited himself to wake up. He felt the cool weight of the blanket on his skin, the press of the mattress on his back,
Pięknie.
the fresh air of a world outside this one. Let me wake up, he thought to himself. I'm through with this dream. I wish it to be over.
Kurde, skąd ten gość bierze tyle słów, tekstów, myśli, dygresji?
It's all I want. I want my apartment, and my wife, and my job.
Mam żonę?
All I want is my life exactly the way it's always been. My life is normal. I am normal. Everything will be fine.
I am okay. Jasne.
Stanley began screaming. Please, someone, wake me up. My name is Stanley. I have a boss. I have an office. I am real. Please, just someone tell me I am real. I must be real. I must be. Can anyone hear my voice? Who am I? Who
Nie biegam.
am I? And
Koniec tam.
everything went black.
Dlaczego?
This is the story of a woman named Mariella.
Co?
Mariella woke up on a day like any other. She arose, got dressed, gathered her belongings, and walked to her place of work. But on this particular day, her walk was interrupted by the body of a man who had stumbled through town talking and screaming to himself, and then collapsed dead on the sidewalk. And although she would soon turn to go call for an ambulance, for just a few brief moments, she considered the strange man. He was obviously
To chyba był
crazy.
Stanley.
This much she knew. Everyone knows what crazy people look like. And in that moment, she thought to herself how lucky she was to be normal. I am sane. I am in control of my mind. I know what is real and what isn't. It was comforting to think this, and in a certain way, seeing this man made her feel better. Then she remembered the meeting she had scheduled for that day.
Znalezienie
Very
trupa,
important people
znaczy no,
whose
jeszcze nie
impressions
trupa,
of
ale
her would
patrzenie jak
affect
gość
her career.
wyobraża się
By
w trupa
extension, the rest of
uspokoiło
her
ją.
life. She had no time for this, so it was only a moment that she stood there, staring down at the body. And then she turned and ran.
I uciekła. Okej. Niech zgadnę. Office. Yes!